Hey, welcome back to our top 5 things you don't know for Electrical Safety Fortnight. We're at the halfway point here, number 3. What are we going to talk about today, Shane?
Thanks for having me for Safety Week. We're talking about apprentice supervision. A few things to discuss is ratios. Depending on the state you're in, there are requirements and there are not. In Queensland, there are no requirements for any ratios between supervisors and apprentices, but New South Wales, they are starting to bring that in. So check with your state. There's obviously different levels of supervision as well. You want to discuss?
Sure. So generally we would consider 3 suitable levels of supervision, being either direct, general or broad. So in each one of those stages, as the name suggests, there becomes a little bit less on-site supervision occurs. But we really need to get down to how we would determine the right level of supervision for our apprentice.
Yeah, definitely, and that's about assessing the capability of the apprentice versus the task. There's no such thing as like a second year should be able to do this, a fourth year should be able to do that. It's solely based on the task versus the capability of the apprentice.
Definitely. I reckon we should also document those assessments. It's good to have a record of how you've deemed competency. Probably one thing we notice a bit is people relying on the e-profiling system to determine that competency, but I wouldn't say that it's a fair way of doing it.
Yeah, definitely. A really good way to do that is companies keeping a training register of apprentices to keep a record of, look, they've done this, they've done that. So if something were to happen, they can fall back on that and go, hey, look, he has done this, he is capable of doing it.
Yeah, actually visually citing your apprentice to do those tasks is key to ensuring you've got the confidence that they know what they're doing. Probably a really real example comes from the Electrical Licensing Committee out of this. We see a lot of tradesmen come before the committee for shocks on apprentices, and that's usually lack of supervision. Now you should remember that you are responsible for that apprentice. The apprentice can't face the licensing committee. They don't have a license. It's their actions will cause you to come before it. So always make sure that you're right there with them, teaching them what to do. Now, is there any activities you think that may require direct supervision at all times?
Definitely. Anything to do with live work, so testing for dead, which is live work, anything around energized live parts should be direct supervision. Doesn't matter if they're first year, fourth year. Yeah, fantastic. I think ESO's got a great little guide about supervising apprentices. We've got it here. This one? Yep, that's the one. So they've got a table on it. The table sort of goes through and shows approximate ranges for a first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and types of tasks and what we would nominally expect that apprentice to be able to do. But again, it's back to your own personal assessment on them. Definitely, mate. Totally agree.
I think we've got the topic covered.
I think so.
You guys all need to know what you do with your apprentices. Obviously, any questions, give the tech team a shout or give the safety team a shout. We're all here to help you out. Now remember, we've got our barbecue at the L&H Caboolture this Friday, so come along and say hi. Myself will be there, Ross, our safety manager, is going to be there. We'll do a bit of a quick recap on these videos we'll be doing through the week. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, mate.